And you would think, with a track record that you have in the playoffs, we're not talking about regular season, we're talking about in the playoffs where it matters the most. You come in a do or die situation in game 7. Because I'm sitting there watching this game, I'm highly disappointed, folks. Just to let you know, I'm highly disappointed. With a guy with a cloud over his head throughout his career. And you know, I'm going to give Kawhi Leonard just a small pass. And the only reason I'm giving him a small pass, he wasn't there in the beginning. Came back, showed his true self. But what I'm mostly disappointed about in this game, look, the man almost had me fooled. I know who the guy is. I watched his career. Shit, he was in Houston. What's the biggest knock on him? And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about James Harden in a Game 7 situation against the Nuggets. This guy was nowhere to be found. We're going to look at his stat line. It has to be about his mental. Completely. Let me pull this up. Okay, we're looking at this box sheet. And look, when we show the box score, when we're looking at the stats, there's a lot of factors. The box sheet just shows you the stats of the players who did what kind of production you got from each player. Outside of the box score, box sheet, a lot of things that go on in the game that doesn't show up on this sheet. For us, hustle, demeanor, having a right approach coming into a Game 7. And you would think this guy, James Harden, who I've been critical of his whole career, and a fan of, I might add, once he left Houston, I was pretty much done. And it has mostly to do on how he left. Don't care if he left. Every player gets traded. Every player wants to go somewhere else, try to win a championship. It happens. But it's the way he left. Forced his way out of Houston. Had young talent coming in. Hey, in his mind, he didn't want to go through the rebuilding process. So he wanted to go to a contender. He has every right to do that. But to pull a Jimmy Butler, to go out there half-assed, not want to play for the franchise, missing practice, loafing, forcing your way out, hoping they trade you, that's a different story. I've already came to believe a long time ago that this guy is not a winner. He's not a champion. He's a stat sheet stuffer. He's that. But when it comes down to it, the guy's not a winner. And last night's game had me so frustrated because I'm thinking him and Kawhi Leonard about to finally get over the hump. Look, not to mention, I've said already in the beginning that this team, the LA Clippers, will never win a championship with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard at the helm. This box score is showing you just that. And we're not even talking about what happened inside of the game. Because there's no way in hell that this should have been a blowout game. There's no way in hell the Clippers should have had this type of approach coming into a Game 7. But watching James Harden throughout this game, continuously passing the ball, no aggression of trying to help his team out, knowing what they needed, it's almost like this guy gave up on his team and just decided to facilitate without involving himself into the offense. It doesn't make sense to me. James Harden's stat line is 7 points, 2 turnovers, 1 block, 2 steals, 13 assists. And most people look at that 13 assists. If you don't know anything about basketball, you look, man, he was getting his teammates involved. He's the point guard. He was doing what he's supposed to do. No. When you're an elite scorer, as this guy has been throughout his career, led the league in scoring, I might add, Hall of Fame when he hangs it up, The track record that this guy has throughout his career of not showing up in big moments, not showing up in playoffs, always choking. You mean to tell me a guy with this track record, which he knows all about it. He knows the slack that people give him. He knows all about that. He's totally aware. And that's what makes this so frustrating. To go into this game 1 for 4 from the 3-point line and 2 for 8 from the field. You want to talk about a total choke job going back to your usual self? This man is finished. In my book, he was already finished. But I kind of got semi-fooled throughout the playoffs because all you hear about James Harden, man, he's cooking. James Harden finally fit to get over that hump. He's leading these Clippers in the playoffs. Him and Kawhi Leonard for to finally do it. This is no effort, folks, if you want to know. This is no effort. First of all, what we always talk about when it comes to superstars or guys just leading their team, they're the main guy. He didn't unload the clip. How did you come into a game of this magnitude with all the pieces in place for your team? One of Zubac's best years he's had since he's been in the league. Kawhi Leonard came back to his true form, but you're not going to put all that weight on Kawhi Leonard to lead this team and bring them through in a crunch time or through the whole game or scoring. You don't want to put that pressure on him. This was James Harden all the way. He the one who's been leading this team while Kawhi Leonard was out, why they're in the position they're in, just to get all the way to this crucial, pivotal Game 7 and completely wet the bed. This guy had 13 assists. So you're willing to pass the ball all game long while this team is making a run. They're stretching you out of this game to where you have to have a high volume of jump shots to get back in it, followed up with great defense. This was a choke job for Kawhi Leonard. This was a choke job for James Harden. And I put Kawhi Leonard in there as well because through all his foolishness, he sat back and allowed it to happen. He's 6 for 13 from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. Look, these guys didn't put enough shots up. It's plain and simple. They didn't give themselves a chance at all. And I'm going to get to another guy that has the same mental going on with a crucial Game 7 later on today as well. Bottom line is nothing has changed with these guys. How hard is it just to put the ball up? If James Harden and Kawhi Leonard come into this game aggressive, they're not going to get too much slack. Yeah, they're going to say, well, James Harden, he choked again. He was off from the field. But at least you were off from the field with 25, 30 attempts. This is not even being aggressive in a Game 7. We're looking at a guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer. As crazy as that sound, this guy is going to be a Hall of Famer. And look, I'm not going to fight that. He deserves to be in the Hall just by regular season play. No playoff play at all. He'll get in by regular season. Matter of fact, he won't even be inside of the actual room of the Hall of Fame. You know where they're going to put him? Right by the front door.
Oh, that's not good.
You might walk in and walk right past him and won't even know he was in there. Few people walk up to you, they be like, hey, man, where's James Harden? Oh, he's by the front door. And you know what the family's going to say of the people that's going through there to watch all their accomplishments, seeing who's all in the Hall of Fame? They're going to say, okay, we'll look at his on the way out. On the way out. This is a crying shame. I was rooting for the guy. I want him to get over that hump. I want him to get this choke job playoff performance off his back. But he keeps showing it time and time again. He's not cut for the business. He's not cut for it. 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, 2 for 8 from the field is not cut for it. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. We're talking about superstars here, Hall of Fame guys. The well under 20 attempts in a crucial playoff game 7. They didn't unload the clip. You have to give yourself a fighting chance. Sitting back, allowing things to happen, steady passing the ball, trying to stuff the stat sheet, but you forgot one thing. The most important stat of them all, being aggressive and putting up shots. Because who's going to take the fall when the game turned out the way it did? You. And you'll be showing up at the press conference as the usual with the shades on, talking about how it was a missed opportunity. Yeah, I'll be raging mad if I'm a Clippers fan or a fan of these guys. Why? Because nothing has changed. Piss poor, man. Piss poor. Piss poor. It was tough watching this game last night because, first of all, it shouldn't have been a blowout. It should have went down the stretch. Tight nip, close game. I figured if everybody was playing. Obviously, Denver Nuggets wanted it the most, and they got it. They were the more energetic team. They was pressing the issue. They have championship experience, and they showed it. But if you look at this team on paper, and it's just on paper. Paper don't mean anything, but just on paper. The Clippers should have came out of the series if they had their minds right and the right attitude. They had the best guy in the paint, which is Zubac, who can play the Joker better than anybody in the league. And he gave him some work. He made him work. Worked the whole series. He earned everything he got. And you got these two elite superstars come out there and pull off a choke job just by not putting up attempts. It's a sad song. All faith is lost completely. It was already lost to me. It really was. But he kind of fooled me on this little playoff stretch this year. Because you watch him and you say, man, James Harden, like he figured it out. He got the balance right, the pass, the shoot, the drive, the step back. Maybe trying to play a little defense. Or am I crazy for saying that? Maybe. Kawhi Leonard's in true form. He finally going through these games, staying healthy. Had all the pieces in place. But two guys that go in a do or die situation and choke. Don't even look like they were into the game. Kawhi Leonard had 22 points. 2 blocks, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. 8 for 9 from the free throw line. That's where he got most of his hay. 2 for 4 from 3. 6 for 13 from the field. Just not good enough. Not good enough. But for this guy not to be double digits, man. 7 points for James Harden. They belong where they're at. Up in smoke. And if I'm the general manager, or even the owner of the Clippers, I'm blowing this thing up as fast as I can light the dynamite. I'm blowing it up. I want both of these guys out the franchise. I'm shipping them both out. I'm starting from the ground up. It's time to blow it up at this point. Because if you don't, you're going to come in every season with these false hopes just for it to dwindle at the very end, just like you seen last night. But James Harden, poor excuse for a superstar. And I said it before, it don't have anything to do with makes and misses. And I will continue to say that. Because nobody out there saying go out there and just start hoisting shots all over the place, disregarding your team. Nobody's talking about that. This is an elite scorer. He can find a way. But to find a way, you got to give yourself a chance. Put the shots up. Stay ultra aggressive. Get to the free throw line. Force refs to make the call even if they're not making them. People that are watching the game, your teammates, if you out there playing aggressive and you missing shots, they know you're trying. But when you sit back and continue to pass the ball, when you got an avalanche falling on your head, and this team is running away with it, those are problems. But we finna get off the sad song of the LA Clippers. They deserve where they're at, and the fans should be beside themselves with that type of performance. A blowout. Well, actually, 1 point under a blowout. You can call it a blowout because it really wasn't that close when you look at it. Little patch up in the end, I guess you can call that 101 to 120. But once that rain came down, this team was out of the water. We're going to get to another team, the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets. Also, welcome in Quick Hitters, welcome in Goodymo Short Crew here on this slouchy Sunday. Game 7. You know what? We need to switch the name up. Can't be Slouchy Sunday on a Game 7 with the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Can't be Slouchy Sunday when that's going on. We got to find another word for it. Not Slouchy Sunday. Give me a minute. I'll come up with something. You know what? Got it. Semifinals Sunday. We calling this day Semifinals Sunday.